Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. I am Sarah with Divine Love Healing. I am here today to bring you a very special, exciting video, which is a walkthrough / explanation of my latest self-created deck, which is the Halloween Tarot. It is available now for purchase. The link is down below, and as of right now, it's $49.95 plus tax and shipping. And I just say as of right now because the printing company that I work with, they have been increasing the base costs like crazy. I mean, I guess what isn't the cost of everything's going up now, right? So I don't often, I don't get a notification when that happens. So the way that the pricing system works, sometimes the pricing, they'll increase the base cost, therefore the selling price goes up. So it's intended to be $49.95 for now. Sometimes, when they keep raising the cost, I will raise the cost on my end as well, just to try to make something, because there's not a large markup on these as is. But anyway, I am just so excited to bring you guys this deck. I think it's probably my favorite one that I've done so far. Maybe a toss-up between this and the Christmas Tarot. If you guys are new to my channel or if you haven't seen it yet, I did just recently add some playlists that you guys can check out with some different topics, and that would include also a walkthrough of most all of my self-created decks if you want to check out any of those. So if you guys are familiar with the Christmas Tarot, this one is very similar in that it's a traditional tarot deck, 78 cards. All the traditional suits are there. The only difference that I have made is that instead of knight cards, there are maidens, and that was really just not ultimately something I desire to do, but it's just the way that it worked out with the free images and the content that I was able to pull together. There just are a lot more pictures of women out there that worked. But I think that overall, the concept of this deck, I love it. And I think for the most part, it's more intended to be a whimsical, slightly spooky, but not overly gory or horror-based type deck. Although I will say that the Suit of Swords is, there are some cards that are pretty gory, just not pleasant to look at, but at the same time, the energy of those cards aren't very pleasant either to deal with. So as you guys know, I am, predominantly an image-based reader, although, I do obviously factor in the main, intended meaning of the cards, but the artwork speaks to me and helps me channel the messages. So that's the purpose of this walkthrough. Number one is just to show you the deck, every single card. That way you can see it before you decide to buy it. There is no booklet that's included with this. That would just have increased the cost even further and my time in getting this put out there. So this video is intended to serve as, the reference guide should you decide to buy the deck. I will timestamp this down below so you guys can see, if you do buy the deck and you want to reference it back, it's, you don't have to watch through a whole lengthy video. You can just go right to Pentacles or whatever suit it is that you want to reference. So literally what I'm going to do is just walk through this. I just opened it. It just came yesterday. I flipped through it, and it's just, I love it. It's got kind of a gloss, again, just like the Christmas Tarot deck does. Most of the cards, again, are Halloween. Some of them are more just autumn or fall themed, or those types of colors. So you guys will see that as we go through it. So without further ado, we are just going to get started. All right. So Major Arcana, here we go. And there are no keywords on this either. Sacred Union Tarot does have keywords, but this one in the Christmas does not. So 0 is the Fool. That is the leap of faith, taking that, commencement of your journey. Jumping off the cliff is in the traditional tarot. So I just love this one because, she obviously looks like she's kind of coming out of like a bonfire, an inferno, but it's also kind of glitter. It's kind of, got the fall colors, and it's just, got that essence and that energy of taking that leap of faith. The Magician is next. You guys can obviously see this one's pretty self-explanatory. He's got kind of a Harry Potter kind of vibe on with his wand. He's learning. He's got all the tools, right? He's got the book, he's got the wand, he's got the spirit with, I don't know if there's pages of the book, or it looks almost like feathers could be flying around him, but he's, the magician's got all the tools of the trade there to manifest the things he wants to bring in. The high priestess is next. She's kind of got some, what's the word I want to say? Kind of a mysterious vibe about her, right? She's, all seeing, all knowing. She's got the intuition. She's, being guided, but she can kind of have a mysterious vibe about her. So that's what I was going with here. She's definitely got this, well, I mean, sometimes the high priestess, they can have kind of a bitchy vibe going on, right? Kind of a darker energy. It just depends on what other cards that come out with it. But that's what I was going for here with this one. And you guys, just so I can give you some insight into my creative process, for the longest time, I had this one as the Empress, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, this is just, and I had a different one for the high priestess. And I just thought, no, this one I wanted to be the high priestess, but I couldn't find anything for the Empress until, I gave it some breathing room, went back to it, and the Empress, here we go. So the Empress is the divine feminine card. It often is the fertility and pregnancy card. And what I just love is that, this woman is obviously pregnant, but she's like kind of wrapped in a sheet. Well, she's wrapped in a sheet, almost like a mummy. And there's a little bit of a creepy vibe to it. You're not sure where she's at. She's kind of in this darkness. So I really liked that for the Empress card. The Emperor is the divine masculine energy, the leader. And so you guys can see I've got, this sorcerer, wizard guy. He's got his sword. He's got his book. He's kind of like the magician, except he's much more experienced, wiser, and has really kind of reached the pinnacle of his journey. The Hierophant, this is the spiritual guide, the it can be the higher self, it can be the higher power, it can be, it can be a spiritual union card, but more a spiritual guidance. I loved this one. I thought it was kind of more of a creepy, it almost, it's one of those things that it's whatever your imagination wants it to be, but in my mind, it's almost like an exorcism. So I thought that definitely went with the Halloween theme. We've got the Lovers. The Lovers, this one, they're in the woods, and it almost looks like, I think it's a tree in the background, but it almost looks like a cross, and it's very foggy, so it could definitely be sort of a creepy card. The Lovers is definitely can be, a romantic connection, a relationship card, but it can also be something clandestine going on, something hidden. If you get the Lovers and, some of the Swords cards, you could have a situation where somebody's not being faithful or honest. And so this card, I felt like, evoked both potential meanings of the Lovers card. The Chariot, I love this one. I really love the full picture, the full image, but I couldn't fit it without, turning the card horizontally, and I've done that in some of my decks, but I just don't love it. I really love when the card is upright. So you guys can get the gist. It's a pumpkin. It looks like Cinderella, like the fantasy type thing, and we've definitely got the autumn colors in there. And the Chariot is definitely a positive card about forward momentum and movement and progress. So it's like the golden opportunities coming. So I just love that one. Strength. This is one I had to kind of sacrifice a little because I always want to try to include a lion. That's what's traditionally on the Strength card. It's associated with Leo season and Leo energy, but there really just wasn't anything I could find that worked well. But I love this one because you've got this, she kind of looks like a disgruntled kind of almost like a zombie bride, sort of, or just an angry bride, a ghost bride, and she's walking in the woods, and she's like commanding this wolf. This wolf is like her protector, and it does definitely embody the meaning behind the Strength card, even though you've got the wolf totem, but I feel like a wolf is probably more synonymous, with the Halloween vibe than a lion would be. Next is the Hermit. The Hermit is the energy of solitude. And what I just love about this one is the traditional Hermit card has, a man, I think it's a man, walking, I think, in the woods, or, but they're holding a lantern as their guide. It's like their own internal compass. And I just love that she's holding the lantern. She's kind of in her own world. She's got, these skulls around her. She's got the crow totem. The crow is about, ending, it's an energy of endings. She's got the candles. I mean, she's got kind of all the things around her, and she's kind of walking over and contemplating her past. That's really the energy that I'm getting from that one. The wheel. So instead of the Wheel of Fortune, I made this one the wheel. Same kind of concept, although the Wheel of Fortune, traditionally is a more positive card, but I just loved the creepy vibe of this broken down, decrepit, desolate Ferris wheel. To me, though, if I pulled this card, in a reading, it's more of somebody, something that's not healthy, that's not good for you anymore. It needs to go where it's on its way out. So I feel like, the wheel turns, and it's still the same type of an energy, a positive energy, but sometimes people are afraid to let go and move forward. So that's what this represents. Justice. I love this one because it kind of has its own fortune teller, tarot card kind of vibe within just the image itself. But Justice is about balance too. It's about the balance of masculine and feminine. And as you can see, this character on here is half masculine and half feminine. And it's like this alchemy has taken place. And I just think it's just such a beautiful card. But it definitely has kind of a circusy kind of Halloween vibe to it. The Hanged Woman. This is another one that's sort of got a creepy vibe. This woman is like levitating upside down, and she's hanging from the ceiling. So something's stuck, something's not moving forward, or you're in kind of contemplation mode. That's what this card represents. Yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned it, guys. I guess this sort of gives a a mini tarot lesson too, if you're interested in that. Death. This one is pretty self-explanatory, but what I love about the Death card is, it's not to be feared. It's about death and rebirth, and we constantly are going through death and rebirth in so many phases in our lives, daily at this point now, right? But this Reaper guy, he's not holding a sword. He's holding this like life force energy. It's like this masculine, the blue, and the feminine pink energy, and it's like it's coming in to like clear out something that's not balanced, or a situation that no longer serves you, and it's going to help you get in balance. So I look at this card, it's got a creepy vibe, but it's also got this beautiful rebirth that's coming behind the darkness. Temperance. This one is the divine timing card, the patience card, the healing card, and I just love it because it's like she's getting her wings, she's healing, she's, kind of things are like burning and heating up, but she's like forced to look back and reflect on where she's been and where she's going. It's kind of a pause and healing card. The Devil. The Devil is really more of a card about your own shadow. It's about your own shadow and your own darkness in you. So it's kind of hard to see, but this woman is, she's holding a sword. She's got angel wings on, but she's looking down in this like fiery hell pit. And it's like she's making that decision, like, is she going to let the darkness consume her, or is she going to fly? And that's really what the Devil is about. It's about overcoming your own fears, your own shadow, and your own darkness. So it's a very powerful card. The Tower is another one. Usually it's like one of the most dreaded cards to get in tarot because it's like a trigger event, right? The Tower moment is what people in the tarot community call it. It's when something, your foundation's shaken. You might lose a job, you might have a relationship end, there could be an accident, there's things that happen, but it's to help you clear away things that no longer serve, up level, and rise from the ashes. So this is, one of the darker cards, so it has one of the darker images of this woman that looks like she's being almost burned at the stake. But it also, it's kind of hard to tell too. It's like, does she have energy coming out of her hands, or it's like she's being struck by lightning? But sometimes the tower can represent that kind of epiphany, that divine intervention coming in to clear things away. Next is the star, and this is just a beautiful card. I've got it, in the cemetery. There's a black cat jumping out of the tree, but I just definitely wanted like a cosmic vibe, because the star is a card of destiny, of alignment, of just being kind of in tuned and in one with the all, and of healing. The moon, self-explanatory. The moon, could be talking about moon cycles. It can be talking about things that are hidden, things that are unknown, our emotions. But I just love this because it looks like a big harvest moon with a black cat sitting there. I tried to put, you guys will see there are definitely lots of black cats throughout. The sun, one of the most, happy cards in the deck. And of course, there's lovers kissing at sunset in a pumpkin patch, and then there's a pumpkin with the candle heart. So I just love this image. I was so excited when I found it, and I was like, this is totally perfect. Judgment. This is another black cat card. Judgment is kind of, again, it's like that renewal. It literally is like Judgment Day. It's like things coming to an end. It's like the karma card. It's like just a renewal and a rebirth. And so you can see that this looks like almost like an old church with the stained glass windows. It's broken out. It's abandoned. It's falling apart. But yet there's light. There's light coming in for the new. Okay, so the last of the major arcana is the World, and this is about closing out cycles. And what I love about this one is it's like entering a new world. It's like leaving whatever is there behind and like burning it away. And it's almost like this person, you can see they've been on this journey and they're in this forest, and it's almost like this portal opens up and they're walking into another dimension or another world. So I just thought that was really, really cool, and a great way to represent the ending of the major arcana. So I hope you guys like that one. I am going to move on to the Pentacles now. So the Ace of Pentacles, this one is, it's the start of the new cycle, something new. It's a new, solid, tangible beginning, an offer, something coming in. So that's why I just love how she's holding the pumpkin in her hands, and it's like, it's a solid, tangible offer. You'll see, I think for the most part, in the most of the Pentacles cards, I did try to incorporate pumpkins because I felt like they sort of represent the traditional, like the pentacle, the stones. Sometimes they're called in other coins. That's the suit usually has a solid, tangible object or feel to it. So here we have the Two of Pentacles. This is about choices. This is about balance. This is about trying to weigh your options. So we've got this witch, she's sitting in the woods and she's holding out the two pumpkins, kind of like, which way am I going to go? Three of Pentacles is a teamwork. It's a putting in the effort. And I just love this because, you've got the family here. You've got the mom in the background with the little boy, and the dad is painting pumpkins and doing some crafts with the daughter. It's like they're each putting in the effort with their family. It's balanced, and they're working together on a physical, tangible thing. So I just loved that one. Four of Pentacles is an energy, as is the Five, about regrets, remorse, feeling scarcity. So here, and it's hard to tell what this woman is holding. She may even have, it may even be a small pumpkin. There's definitely something that she's trying to hold on to. Four of Pentacles is the scarcity mindset. It's like she almost looks afraid, like she's trying to hide, like nobody's going to take this from me, like there's not enough to go around. And she's got this like, crow following her around. It's like this energy of darkness that is sort of weighing her down and affecting her stability. The Five of Pentacles is being left out in the cold. It's also crying over spilled milk, that type of energy. And so you can see, it was hard to see, but this little girl, she almost looks kind of ghostly, and she's out on this pier and looking at this castle, and she's just like shut out and she's on her own. Now, a much happier vibe is the Six of Pentacles. And that one is also it's about teamwork. It's about balance. It can also be about giving back. It can be about, equal give and take. So I love this one because there's actually 6 cookies that are in the box. You guys couldn't, what I'll say, you can't make this stuff up. And it also looks like, it almost might be a gift. Like they're going to, be donating these somewhere or taking them or doing some kind of charitable work. So I love what that represents. 7 of Pentacles is also a card of work and putting in effort, and it's like reaping the rewards. It's like planting the seeds, and like she's reaping what she's put in. Now, what she sowed. So it probably took a while. This is a slow energy. It may take some time before the pumpkins grow and you can take them home, but this is the result of that hard work. So I just love it. 8 of Pentacles is a card about learning. It's about studying. It's about growth and expansion. And so what I love about this card, I wish, again, we could see the whole image, but he's like walked up to a tree in the woods, and there's a door inside the tree, and there's this ancient text. So it's like representing all the lessons he's learned, all the work he's doing, and how he's moving himself forward and about to go through another door, based upon the learning and the expansion and the effort he's put in thus far. The 9 of Pentacles is a card about self-employment. It's about having your own, everything like you need, like within you, being abundant, being, just having it all. So I love it because, you've got this woman. She's doing this ritual. She's kind of got the high priestess kind of energy going on. But she's got everything she needs right here, and she's like doing her own spiritual work. 10 of Pentacles is the ultimate physical, attainment. You've got the house, you've got the family, and of course, with the Halloween vibe, you're getting the big candy bars, and looks like she's going to get a bunch of candy dumped into her bag. So it's like she's getting everything you would want as a child on Halloween. Okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles next. The Page of Pentacles, this is more, the child energy to start the court cards. So we've got Page, Maiden, Queen, and King. Pages can represent communication, but again, they can also represent that kind of childish energy. Perhaps somebody isn't, expressing themselves, or they're not coming forward, or, it just could literally represent a child in someone's life. So she's just sitting there holding her pumpkin, reading a book. So it's very much a pentacle work kind of vibe that goes along with this childlike energy. The Maiden, we've got her here. She is definitely, you can't really see it well in the lighting, but she's got a whole library behind her. She is about to do some kind of ritual. She's got her dragonfly necklace on. She's got all these things, and she's just definitely at work, definitely starting to embrace her spiritual essence. She is working to bring in things, right? It might be slow. She may not be the queen and have all the things yet, but she's on that path. The Queen is next, and you guys will see with the queens, I went with a theme to try to have, I had all the queens have witch hats on. So I wanted to have like the witchy vibe for these. So this queen, looks like she's getting ready for a dinner party. She's lighting candles. She's got the pumpkins on the table. It's like just this perfect, she's put together. She's got her stuff together. Financially stable, all that's that type of energy. The King of Pentacles, this guy, he, has all the riches. He's got all of the, again, he's got, the pinnacle. I mean, literally, I wanted to make it sort of, we didn't have the pumpkin option, to put in his hand, but it's like, he's brought in and manifested everything, and he's holding it in his hands, and he's in his power. So I just love that. Okay. Here, guys, we are going to move on now to swords. Sorry, I had these backwards. I was writing down. So again, word of warning, some of the swords images are graphic. So if you don't want to see that, you may want to skip forward, or you may want to, if you have children in the room, may not want to have them see this. Okay, so Ace of Swords. Aces, again, are energies of new beginnings. The Ace of Swords, aces are typically positive, but with the swords, it's kind of a difficult new beginning. It could come after the death. It could come after the Ten of Swords. So you can see, and I did try in this suit in most cases to include an image that had a sword in it. Didn't always work out, but this time it did. And this guy, he's shrouded. He's kind of like not come out of his cocoon of healing and processing what's happened in the past. But an epiphany has happened. There's things dying off, and he's like, there's like light at the end of the tunnel, and he's like grabbing that sword, and he's like, all right, I'm going to move forward. Two of Swords is an energy of you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads. You have a difficult decision to make. There's a stalemate. You don't know which way you're going to go. So you're very much in your head, and it can be a dark, kind of a difficult, complex energy. So I love this one because it's just a very creepy, it's like a creepy abandoned house. And this, I think it's a woman. It's kind of hard to see with the shadow, but like they've just walked to a wall and they're like facing their shadow, and like they could go either way, but they're stopped and they don't know which way they're going to go. So I just thought that really represented the energy of Two of Swords well. Okay, this one is pretty graphic. This one is the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords is the heartbreak. It is the ultimate trigger, the betrayal, the a marriage ending, a spouse cheating, someone literally ripping your heart out, right? It is just very, very painful. It's grief. It is just the depths of pain. And so this is a person who is holding a fake heart in their hand, but their shirt's all bloody, so it looks like their heart has literally been ripped out. So that is not a pleasant image, I know, but it is a Halloween deck, and the Three of Swords is not a pleasant card. So I just really wanted to evoke the energy there. Okay. Four of Swords is you're healing after the heartbreak. You're resting, you're recuperating. So what we have here is kind of a creepy, a woman lying on her back in the woods, and she's like, almost like she's rising from the dead after getting her heart ripped out, and she's like, help me. But it's like she's about ready to get up, and she's about ready to like come back alive. Five of Swords is also another ugly card. That is a card of betrayal. It is a card of the smiling snake card is what I call it, thanks to my tarot teacher. And, it is, you stab someone in the back. You stab someone in the back, or they stab you in the back. And so we've got this woman here holding the sword with the blood on it, and she's kind of like looking sort of like half like, what just happened? What did I do? It's a very dark energy. Six of Swords is you're moving on into calmer waters. So it's actually one of the more positive, really probably, other than the Ace, probably the only positive swords card that's in here in tarot in general. But here we have like a ghost pirate ship. In traditional tarot, the Six of Swords is depicted on a ship, and they are moving onto calmer waters. So I just love this because there's like a spooky, like a haunted house. There's like a pirate guy. And it's just, it's got that dark energy, but you're moving towards the light. Seven of Swords is also a pretty ugly one. It is being deceived by someone. Someone is telling lies. They're not exactly who they say they are. They represent themselves to be. It could be a sign someone is cheating. And it also can be strategizing or being in your head and trying to plan or plot something. So what we have here is this guy in a suit, but his head looks like a, deformed, disgusting, pumpkin thing. And he's got the sword. So, he's obviously not the guy in the suit that's, under here. This is something much darker, more sinister and ugly, and it's not somebody you would want to trust. The Eight of Swords is about being trapped in your own head, being trapped. It's a self-imposed imprisonment card, which you can see typically in these, like you're able to free yourself. You're not like locked in. And so this is like a creepy gate, and there's this bloody looking kind of ghostly girl figure, and the gate's open. So she's able to get herself out of there. Nine of Swords is another kind of imprisoned, like you're in your head too much. It's a card of just being in your head, sleepless nights, anxiety. So this represents this is her own face, like her own shadow that she can pull off of herself. She's in her own head. Ten of Swords is the card that, something is ending, has ended, is going to end. It is a death card. It's also just like death would be, because it's usually very painful when you have this type of an ending, right? Tens represent closure, represent moving forward, but in the sword suit, it's often a very painful ending. So we've got the woman sitting here, kind of grieving, kind of almost brought to her knees, like she can't get up. There's the death symbol behind her and the blood on the wall. So moving on to the court cards, we've got the page, which is, I think, more probably a woman, but she was meant to be like a little girl, I think, like the Addams Family, and she's got the sword in her hand. This is about communication. It's about cutting off communication, or cutting someone off, something like that. Sorry guys, my cat is in the background. I just fed you. Seriously. I don't know what he's doing. They love to like intervene when I'm doing my videos. Don't be surprised if he jumps up here and makes an appearance. It could happen. All right. Maiden of Swords is next. And you can see there's a woman, like she's like a creepy woman in a wedding dress holding the sword. So she's like offering this sword of truth. Or is she, kind of guarded? Right? Is she not speaking in her truth? So it's, depending on the context of the reading and the other cards you're getting, it could go either way. As with many of these court cards. Queen of Swords, I love this one because she's kind of this creepy looking witch woman. I think that's really her hair that might be falling in her face, but it almost looks like she's got black tears coming down. And she's carving up that pumpkin, and she's got some creepy nails. And the Queen of Swords doesn't play around, right? She's got boundaries that she's setting. She can be like in total bitch mode, and she's like can be the ice queen. She's like in her truth, and she doesn't care what people think of her. So I really love that this definitely embodied the Queen of Swords energy beautifully. The King of Swords, I love this one too. I think, yeah, he does have a sword kind of down at his side, but it's like he's overcome, right? Whereas so many of those other swords cards, right, especially the 8 and the 9, somebody's in their head a lot. Somebody's in their head. They are getting consumed by their thoughts, their anxiety. The king, who is the master, he's mastered that energy. He's got that behind him. Like he's holding off the fear, the negativity, the thoughts, and he's like manifesting, moving forward, and he's balanced in that light and dark. So I just love it. All right, guys. So now, that's funny. So at 33:33, we are moving on to Cups, which is the, again, you can't make it up. Cups is the suit of emotions and love and relationships. And 3333, to see that four times, that is definitely a beautiful omen. If you guys see angel numbers, that means ascended masters are with you, but it can also represent that there is a union happening of masculine and feminine energy with spirit and a balance. So I love it. All right, Ace of Cups is a much lighter card, and the cups in general is for the most part a lighter suit. So I didn't get too creative here. Went with cups. I love it too because in my Christmas tarot, the Ace of Cups, I did like a Christmas. There was like a hot chocolate or something like that. So I thought it was fun that I was able to find something that was very similar to that energy. Ace of Cups is a fresh start. It can be an offer in love, and it can just be just something sweet, just something that you savor, right? Like this looks like a pumpkin spice latte, which is one of my favorites. So that's definitely a happy card. Two of Cups is the sacred partnership. It's the relationship. It's this beautiful, and I couldn't have found. I mean, some of these images when I found them, I was just like, this is so amazing. You've got the man and the woman here, and they're watching the moon, and it's a beautiful fall, night, and they've got the heart that's in the moon. So just representing their love and their relationship. Three of Cups. That can be a celebration card. It also is a card about proposals. So I took these people. This one definitely, I definitely did Photoshop this one, as I did with a few of the other ones. I had a lot of fun with that, but I wanted them to be, in the forest, in this magical, he's proposing to her with a pumpkin, and it's this beautiful fall evening. So it's a really fun one. Four of Cups is actually a card, also, as I was talking about with Pentacles, with the scarcity. I was talking about the regrets, and that is what we have more here, really more so than in the Four of Pentacles. But Four of Cups, it's like that regret, focusing on the past, focusing on what I should have done, what I should have said, if only. And so for this one, we've got a raven or a crow holding the clock, and she's like looking at it like that's the time past. That's the stuff that's went away. It's gone. And it's kind of etheric here, but she can't get it out of her head and move on from it. Five of Cups is similar, but it's about kind of like old wounds coming up, sort of similar energy where it's like you have regrets, you have things you wish you would have done, or you have things that are coming back to haunt you. Here she's holding a cup, and she's in the woods, and she's kind of looking like she's not even focusing either on what she has in her hand. She's more about, this, like, this event in the past is holding me back, or I wish I had what I don't have, right? And I promise, like most of the other energies, those are the only two Cups cards that are a little bit negative. Six of Cups is a nostalgia. It's like the childhood memories. And so you've got this little baby and her sister, and they're in the woods. They're watching the witch fly over. There's pumpkins all around, and they're all excited. It's like that childhood excitement, that nostalgia, that just, to be a kid again. This is a beautiful energy, but it can represent childhood memories. It could people from the past coming back as well. Seven of Cups, this is a card of opportunities. It's a card of fantasy, though. More so here is what I was going with. She's like living in her own world, right? She's just looking here and not to the stuff around her, and it's like you're in your head in this fantasy land. Versus, and you can see that the cobwebs there. She's been there a while, right? She's so focused on like one thing that she's not outliving her life. Eight of Cups is an energy about moving on, walking away from something. So moving forward. And so I love this because you've got a witch, and she's walking away from the camera and onto something else. Nine of Cups is the self-love card. It's the joy. It's the I love being in my own energy, and I don't need anything else to make me happy. So she's holding these pumpkins, and she's just sitting by herself, and she's content, and she has all she needs within her. So Nine of Cups is a beautiful card. 10 of Cups is the completion. It's that ultimate. Whereas the Two of Cups it can represent a partnership and a relationship. The 10 of Cups is like the family. It's the it can be to me like a marriage. It's like something that's lasting. It's like the ultimate. Like the Two of Cups could lead to the 10 of Cups, right? The 10 of Cups is your ultimate relationship. So this is just beautiful because we have the man, the woman, and their baby, and they're like dressed in costumes, and then the little pumpkin there. So it's just this ultimate blissful, beautiful energy. Page of Cups is next to start off the court cards. And again, as you guys know, if you watch the rest of the video, pages can represent offers. They can represent, something being presented to you, something tangible. And I love this one because she's got this just loving, like it's like a gift. It's like, I want you to have this. This is for you. I made this for you. It's like that just love energy, that just, I have a message for you that's very loving. Okay. Maiden of Cups. is next. And this one, she's also looks like she's offering, you know, just this very innocent, possibly like a rendezvous, but just more like she's got this romantic vibe about her, this like, I'm all about you. I want, you know, to give you these flowers. And I love it. It's like this fall, like just very much an autumn energy here. But, you know, because the maidens or the knights aren't, you know, quite the king or queen status yet, you know, they may not stick around. They might have some immaturity about them, just like the pages. Queen of Cups, love this because they're the mother, the nurturer. And so you've got her holding her little baby, and they've got just this beautiful, looks like she's sitting on a carpet, and there's maybe some candles or a fireplace in the background, and it's just this beautiful, loving energy. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is a man who is in tune with his emotions. He's open emotionally. He's mature. He's just very gentle and just very much a like the ultimate lover, right? But grounded in his emotions. And so so I took this guy meditating, and I put him, you know, he's got like presumably the home, the picket fence, and he's just, you know, very much content within himself. So and balanced emotionally. I thought that was beautiful. All right, guys, we got through that one pretty quickly. So we're going to go on to Wands, the last suit. And the Ace of Wands, I just love this because wands are like that spark. They're that creative energy, that fire. And, you know, I love that they're, you know, they're holding a pumpkin and it's got the spark coming out of it. It's like it can be a passionate start. It can be a start to a creative project, communication sparking, just something coming forward that's new and it's exciting. And it's just the wands. It's a great suit. It's about manifesting. It's about putting things into motion, and that's exactly what we have for the Two of Wands. She's holding the flames here, and you guys will see for the most part I did try to incorporate candles or wands or fire in this suit, and this suit especially, I had a lot of fun with that. Two of Wands is like, which direction are you going to go, right? You've got to set your intentions and you've got to move forward. And you have, you know, to figure out which direction that you want your life to go, but you have the power to kind of to manifest and bring that in. So she's like kind of been contemplating, she's trying to figure out where she's going, and she's lit her fire and she's going to move forward. Three of Wands is very similar. It's actually kind of taking the steps forward, like getting up, walking, putting it into motion. So you've got these three, they almost remind me of like Harry Potter type kids. But there's three wands, so I just loved that image, and they're starting to move forward, and I feel like, I mean, yeah, they're in the dark, but I feel like, so they don't exactly know how they're going to get there, but they're taking the steps and they know that it's going to lead them. Four of Wands is the marriage card. It is, some people call it the twin flame 1111 card, because you have, you know, four wands in the traditional tarot, so it's 1111 if you look at them, you know, the wands sticking up. So this one, I found a beautiful card where an image where this couple just got married, and it's autumn and the sun is just shining on them. So I think that was just such a beautiful thing. I've always thought, you know, an autumn wedding would just be the most beautiful, like outdoor, and I found this card and I was like, oh, I love how the sun's shining on them. Five of Wands, that energy is a little bit different. It takes a pretty dramatic shift when you get from the 4 to 5. Five is an energy of competition, conflict, competition. It can be with, you know, directly with other people gossiping, people like trying to out you, you know, outdo you type of thing. So for this one, you know, we've got some people sitting at a table, and they're grabbing the candles, but it kind of looks like they're about to, like, I'm going to take this, I want this. There's definitely kind of a tense energy there. Six of Wands, though, it is the victory. It is the person that overcomes the conflict and they get what they want. And so I love this one because this woman she's like all like confident. She's like, yeah, look at my prize. I got what I wanted. So there's even, you know, there's candles here, but they're also in wine bottles. You know, there's just this total like, I'm victorious and I've everything I want. Seven of Wands, that is somebody who can be guarded, but it can be somebody also who is just standing their ground. It can be energy of perseverance. And so I felt she definitely embodies that, but I love too that she's holding 7 candles. I mean, again, I was like, wow, this is so cool. But yeah, it's like somebody who's like, she's got her guard up and she's not going to let you in. 8 of Wands is a communication card. It's fast energy. If you get the 8 of Wands, you're most likely going to hear from someone soon. You're going to get news. And it's usually positive. Something's usually going to happen pretty quickly. What I love about this one is we've got an owl, which owls are messengers, and there's fire, which represents the wands. And so this, they're following the command and they're going to deliver the message. 9 of Wands is 9 and 10, they get a little heavier. 9 is an energy of like, you've been on a journey a long time. You're tired. You're overburdened. You're like just to the point where it's like, you're not sure you can go forward anymore. But you're so close, right? So she's ascending these stairs. She can see the wands. She's almost there, but it's been a long journey and you can tell she's tired. The 10 is when you get there, but like you're just so tired. You're about to get there, I should say. You're really, really near the end, but you're so overwhelmed and you're just burdened and you're just stressed out. And maybe somebody like that, it can be a situation you're not like somebody's not pulling their weight, like at a job or in a relationship. So you've got her. She's got like a cigarette. She's got a cigarette. She's crying and she's just like, oh my God, that type of energy there. Page of Wands, again, you've got the child. The wands, the fire, it's about creation and manifesting. So like something's brewing here. It may not be, ready yet. It may be small, but it could be communication. It could be something exciting, but it's definitely, news or something's going to happen fast. Maiden of Wands, I love this one because, if you know tarot, the Knight of Wands is the playboy. They're the in and out of your life, hot and cold, won't commit, just want to have a rendezvous, whatever you want to call it, hookup person. So she definitely embodies that energy. She's in the woods. She's got her little sexy outfit on and she's like, yeah, like she's all mysterious and like, let's have some fun, but she's probably not sticking around afterwards. The Queen of Wands, love this one because she is the ultimate, the manifester, the confident, she's in her power and she knows that she can, really just bring in, anything that she wants. And the King of Wands is that way as well. They light their own path. They don't have fear to move forward. They know what they want and they will go after it. So that is the Halloween Tarot, guys. I hope that you loved it as much as I do. And like I said, if you are interested in purchasing this deck, that information is down below. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.